Steps up, nearly fumbled the pass. Thompson, you bet! Klay Thompson!
Jerome looking. It's for Lamb on the other side. Klay's got a good look. His three is good! Wide open.
Klay Thompson's return to the Bay Area was one of the most anticipated moments in the 2024-25 season. After all, there was a lot of things at stake. Thompson spent every year of his career with the Golden State Warriors from 2011 to 2024, winning 4 championships and making the All-Star team multiple times. He was already a legend with the Warriors and was willing to give his heart and soul to the team. Klay wanted to finish his career and retire as a Warrior because he loved the Bay Area, the organization, and the fans. However, they both needed to move on. With Klay's contract expiring in 2024, after a rough 2023-24 season for him, the parties couldn't agree on a long-term contract that benefited Thompson. So instead of re-signing with the Warriors, Klay was traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Shortly after the trade with the Mavs, he said that he felt that this was the best move because it made him love basketball again and gave him a new perspective on this new chapter in his life. So with Klay now playing for Dallas, all eyes were set on his eventual return to the Bay Area. This wasn't the same situation we saw in previous years when star players returned to their old stomping grounds as hated villains. Klay and the Warriors ended things on good terms, and no feelings were hurt in the process. Meanwhile, both the Bay Area fans and the Warriors organization were thankful for Thompson for helping them win 4 championships during his time with the team. This wasn't the same case when LeBron James returned to Cleveland for the first time since moving to Miami, or Kevin Durant returning to Oklahoma City after ditching them to form a super team with the Warriors. Instead, it was all good vibes. Despite that, the stake was still high. Deep inside, Thompson wanted to prove to his old team that they made a mistake of not giving him the contract extension he wanted. On the other hand, the Warriors were looking to prove to Klay that they didn't need him. There was no animosity between the two parties, but it was clear that there were things brewing deep within Thompson and the guys he left in the Bay Area. So the stage was set on November 12th, 2024, which happened to be the first day of the newly named NBA Emirates Cup tournament, the league's in-season tournament. That means it wasn't just an ordinary game, but an important bout both teams needed to win if they wanted to have a shot at winning the Emirates Cup. The Warriors, showcasing their class act, dubbed the game the return of Captain Klay. They gave all 18,000 plus fans in the building replicas of the captain hat Klay used to wear on his boating trips in the Bay Area. And before the start of the game, they played a heartwarming tribute video that showed everything Thompson did for the organization. But while emotions were high, the focus was on winning the game. Thompson came in with something to prove. Meanwhile, the Warriors, who were surprisingly good that season, wanted to continue their strong momentum. Klay had 2 superstars behind him. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving are 2 of the best guards and isolation scorers in the NBA. Just give them the ball and let them do the work. All Klay needed to do was to make himself available to catch and shoot. Meanwhile, Steph Curry and Draymond Green were leading an almost entirely new group of players. The Warriors retained some of their best core contributors, including Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, Kevon Looney, and Gary Payton II. But they also added new faces like DeAnthony Melton, Buddy Hield, and Kyle Anderson. Hield in particular was supposed to be Klay's replacement because of his volume 3-point shooting, a weapon that served him very well during his first few games with the Warriors. This team was also incredibly fluid on both ends of the floor because of its depth and synergy. The Warriors were sporting something new and playing a rejuvenated brand of basketball that made them feel like they could make a title run again. But the thing is that they have never won a championship in this era without Klay Thompson, and that was one of the biggest stories of the game. But history wasn't always on the side of star players returning to their old stomping grounds. While LeBron and KD defeated their old teams the first time they returned to their former cities, Russell Westbrook lost to the OKC Thunder in his return trip to his former town. That means that it wasn't a guarantee that a star player was going to prove he was now in a better situation. Still, Klay entered the game wanting to prove he could be the same star he used to be. The first offensive possession for the Mavs included Thompson posting up Curry at the high post and drawing a foul from his former splash brother. But Curry also had something to prove, scoring the Warriors' first 3 points of the game with an open 3-pointer from the left wing. The chef then threw a nice pass to a streaking Wiggins, who gave the Warriors a 3-point lead with an open dunk in the lane. Luka, however, started to put his imprints on that game. He shot a fading jumper over Wiggins down on the left baseline. Moments later, he shot a long 3-pointer over at the right wing to put the Mavs up by 4 points. In the next play for the Warriors, Green also had something to prove, shooting a corner 3-pointer over Klay, even though he wasn't known for his 3-point shooting. Curry continued cooking, blowing past Irving from the left corner to go for a scooping layup. Klay wanted to take advantage of his size on Curry down in the low post, but Steph stripped him. Moments later, Green blocked an outside shot, leading to a fast break layup by Melton. Then, Green hit his second 3-pointer of the game to put the Warriors up by 6 in the first quarter. Curry, however, was putting his prints all over the game, hitting another 3-pointer after Irving cut the lead to 2, 2. He drained another jumper a few moments later. But Doncic kept the Mavs alive the entire game, hitting a step-back shot to trim the lead to 6 points. He dominated the defense the next possession to score another basket, but Curry played with Derek Lively's defense out on the perimeter, hitting a 2-point jumper over the 7-footer. Klay, however, started feeling it, hitting a fast break 3-pointer off a Doncic assist. His replacement, Hield, shot a 3-pointer over him in the next play for the Warriors. The role players like Kuminga and Melton started contributing while further extending the lead. After a strong defensive play for the Warriors, Moses Moody almost dunked on Klay's head in a fast break opportunity, but got fouled instead. This was becoming personal. But Luka's scoring and playmaking kept Dallas alive. He was making plays for others while dominating any kind of defense he saw from the Warriors. A beautiful Doncic Euro step cut the lead to 3 with around 9 minutes left in the second quarter. He hit a reverse layup in the next play. Moments later, Daniel Gafford hit a dunk after a roll to put the Mavs up by 3 points, as the Warriors didn't know what hit them. Of course, Klay punctuated that run by spotting up in the right corner in transition. He faked his man off before hitting a 3-pointer. Klay even used Curry's patented shimmy after hitting that 3, and all Curry could do was smile from the bench, knowing there was a bit of gamesmanship happening in the game. Klay hit another 3-pointer moments later to extend the Mavericks' lead to 7 points. The former Splash Brother was heating up. The Warriors hung on, scoring a few baskets here and there, but the Dallas superstars took over, with Kyrie and Doncic hitting big shots of their own. Doncic scored his 20th point of the game in the second quarter by taking Hield down on the low post. The Mavs were up by 11 with 3 minutes left in the first half, but Wiggins and Kuminga had timely plays that allowed the Warriors to stay alive. Kuminga's corner 3-pointer with barely 47 seconds left in the first half cut the lead down to 4 points. Then Curry hit a tough and-one layup with 8 seconds left in the half to trim the deficit entering the break. Golden State was hot entering the third. It started with Curry driving into the lane for 2 points to trim the deficit to 2. Then a lob play from Draymond to a dunking Trace Jackson Davis tied the game at 63. Klay had other plans though. He faked Wiggins off and hit a 3-pointer from the right wing. The Warriors' strong defensive play, however, allowed them to get the lead once more, with Steph hitting a 3-pointer off a screen to extend the Golden State lead to 6. Back-to-back layups by Jackson Davis helped the Warriors get a 10-point lead. Draymond extended the lead to 13 in the next play by hitting a corner 3, but Doncic kept on fighting, trimming the lead to 7 with back-to-back strong plays inside the paint. Kyrie started heating up as well, hitting a post-up shot to trim the deficit to 3. This wasn't going to be a runaway game for the Warriors. Steph and the Warriors continued putting pressure on the defense. Hield's 3-pointer with 3:24 left in the third quarter extended the lead to 8. Kuminga hit a left-wing 3-pointer moments later to give the Warriors a 9-point lead. But Luka's and-one opportunity trimmed the lead down once more, allowing the Mavs to stay alive. This opened up the Mavericks' opportunity to go on a run in the fourth quarter. Irving heated up and hit a tough layup to trim the deficit to 3. He hit a step-back 3-pointer to tie the game. Hield hit back-to-back tough shots in the lane, but Klay announced his return to the game by going for a right corner 3 to give his team the lead. Thompson took over once more, this time hitting a layup off a drive. He had the hot hand when he hit a 3-pointer at the right wing to give Dallas a 5-point lead with about 5 minutes left in the game. Was this going to be Klay's revenge game? It certainly looked like it, especially with the Mavs going up by 7 with 4 minutes left. The Warriors were down 6 points with a little over 3 minutes left in the game. At that point, Curry was yet to score in the fourth quarter, but the chef proved why he was the reigning clutch player of the year. He hit a stop and pop 2-point basket over Quentin Grimes, before hitting a clutch 3-pointer off a pick to trim the deficit to 1. Green also had a hand in this clutch performance by the Warriors, with him playing the undersized center position. He recovered in time to Gafford, who was about to jam the ball into the rim off a Luka pass. Green blocked the ball cleanly and showed his emotions after the defensive stop. After that, Steph drove to the basket to give the Warriors a 1-point lead with 1:50 left on the clock. With Wiggins completing a strong defensive stop on Luka on the other end, it was an opportunity for Curry to ice the game. He toyed with Lively's defense on the perimeter after a switch before hitting a quick 3-pointer over the 7-footer. And as Reggie Miller predicted, it was a night-night opportunity for Curry as he hit his patented celly. After hitting the dagger 3, Curry showed his emotions and seemingly told the crowd, "You better stay here, you better stay here," as if he was sending a message to his former Splash Brother. This message proved to be true after Draymond Green spoke on his podcast about the game. He said that Steph was fired up for the game because Klay had ghosted him the night before. Steph was even supposed to give a tribute to Klay at center court before the game, but that was scrapped and eventually led Curry to go into beast mode. Though Grimes cut the lead to 1 point after hitting a tough step-back 3-pointer with 20 seconds left in the game, Curry iced the game with 2 free throws. Doncic missed a 3-pointer over at the other end as the Warriors held on for the win, thanks in large part to a spectacular performance from their superstar. Curry mounted his personal 12-point run in the final 3 minutes of the game. This was reminiscent of the performance he had in the clutch moments of the gold medal game against France in the Olympics. He scored a game-high 37 points in that game, but while there was no gold medal or big trophy to be won in this game, Steph sent a clear message and spoiled Klay Thompson's return to the Bay Area. After the game, Klay told reporters it was weird being on the other end of a patented Curry run after being on the beneficial end of those flurries for more than a decade. So while this was only the first chapter of the new rivalry between the Warriors and their former star, it was a great start to what will eventually become one of the most entertaining storylines in the NBA this season. What do you think? Will Klay have a successful career in Dallas, or will Golden State win another title without their former star? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.